man, listen.
Yeah.
MIC podcast, episode 196, where everyone is a master of their own creation. You know the deal. We got another dope guest in the building. This man has been in the Pittsburgh rap game for over, 11 years now. Just really, doing his motherfucking thing, man. We got live from the city in the building. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
It's a pleasure to meet you, man. Pleasure to sit down with you, bro.
Likewise, happy to be here.
Absolutely, man. No, thanks for coming through, bro.
Yeah.
This isn't the first interview you've done or the first, platform you've been on, but I just hope this conversation can at least let people into just a different perspective of you. You know what I mean? Just like kind of maybe get a, just like a different look at you, like that they maybe not have seen before. So
yeah, definitely,
absolutely,
I'm
man.
looking forward to the conversation.
Nah, man, likewise. So just before we even really kick it off, is there anything that happened in the year, week, month, any wins that you're grateful for? I kind of know them, but I'll let you.
Yeah, for sure.
Say it, but
for sure. I think I'll talk about some, and it'll segue into some other things.
Absolutely.
So first and foremost, my album just released.
Yes, sir.
Last night at 11:11.
Yep.
On Audio Max, called While I Was Asleep.
Yep.
Really proud of this body of work. I mean, I think I said in an Instagram post, I was like, 4 lost hard drive.
Crazy.
3, I think I scrapped it like 3 times. I rearranged the track list twice, probably more than that.
Yeah.
And then I actually renamed the project after a certain point. But it is out on Friday. We had the release show, which was like a super huge success at Club Cafe. Shout out to Club Cafe. Wow. Shout out to Maddie and Danny. I'm really glad that venue's back in the city.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was just like a really dope vibe. I was the only act on the bill.
Oh wow.
Which, I think a lot of people were like, oh snap. Like it was just me. And to be able to like fill up the space.
Right.
And it just be me was like, it felt like a really huge success. We had the Pay What You Can merch.
Okay.
That was a really huge hit. We sold out of most of the merch.
There you go.
Which means we got to order more. So there's more coming.
Right.
And like, also like all of this really wouldn't have happened without off camera, but she's here, my manager,
Absolutely.
Josia. But she, designed the flyer, designed the album cover, like helped me promote.
Crazy, man.
All
Shout out to
things.
you for fucking doing all that, man. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So this is my first time in my career like having like a manager.
Yeah.
Like for real. And it even takes me getting used to like just being like hands off sometimes.
Right.
But I would consider that a win, is like I'm not completely by myself.
Bro, no, that's a huge win, bro.
Yeah,
like,
so that's really dope. So yeah, shout out to everybody who showed up to the show. Shout out to people who are streaming the album, buying the merch. You know what I mean? Whether you bought the Pay What You Can merch, whether you bought something online. Shout out to Joe for holding it down. And yeah, man.
Word, bro. And like, what made you just kind of want to, just take on a manager? Like, were things just kind of getting a little bit too much, or did like, someone kind of urge you to be like, yo, bro, like you may need a manager?
So the funny thing is, I think most artists do not need a manager.
Right.
I think a lot of
this day and age, especially.
Yeah. You can do a lot of it by yourself.
Right.
What I realized with working with Joe was I didn't realize how much I was doing because I was doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro, yeah.
So like I'm doing like the booking, the pitching, the answering emails. Sometimes I don't answer my email.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
right.
There's like that whole piece. And yeah, but I think what it really came down to was I've been doing this, like you said, for like over a decade.
Yeah.
And I've been almost completely by myself.
That's fucking crazy.
You know what I mean? And still being able to like play festivals and do different things.
Right.
But one of the things that, because I produce the music, I mix it,
right,
I write it. So I'm doing the whole creation of the product by myself. Now I got to go promote it.
Right.
I'm like, I can't do both jobs.
Because, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Even from the creation standpoint, so, bro, like it's as an artist, dude, because like you just said like you can't really necessarily get a scope of what you're doing because you're doing. I feel like that's just the case for every artist. Like you're just kind of doing your thing.
Right.
Like, hey, people, like check out this thing I made. Like so like you're just naturally like doing the promoting, doing the answering the emails, stuff like that.
Right.
But as far as like just making an album, bro, that just takes a piece of your soul. It's just like when you're thinking shit like that. It's just like, all right, like I put a little bit of my soul into this, and it's like all right, now you got to go book, promote, and it's just like, God damn,
Yeah.
bro. Like, can't I just make the thing?
Yeah,
you know?
and we're in this like generation. You know, I've dubbed this generation of audience, the content generation.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's here today. It's going tomorrow.
Bro, it's
so you
just-
got somebody like me,
Yeah.
like I'm producing, like I'm making the beat,
Right.
writing the lyrics, I'm mixing it, doing the whole nine, and like somebody might find 30 seconds of that interesting and make a TikTok.
Yeah, right.
Maybe. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, right.
if I'm like super lucky,
If
right?
like
Yeah,
50
like-
calls, like
yeah,
that's 15 seconds. They think,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But it's like you got to put your all into each facet of it. So you have to put your all into making the music, but you got to put your all into promoting it as well.
Right.
But sometimes you're not able to lift every single
You
part,
can, bro.
or like you get finished making something and then you like feel like, ah, man, like just made the thing.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Now I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? And
just switch like and use a whole other part of your brain too.
yeah.
know?
Yeah. So I think that what I'm really grateful to have, not only just a manager, but
Right.
like having a manager that is like very much committed and invested
Yeah.
in building the Live from the City
Mhm.
brand is like it allows me to like not have to carry a certain part of the workload as an artist
For sure.
by myself. So
For sure.
super grateful.
Yo, and like we were just having a conversation with a friend the other day, and it's like usually in that manager artist situation, it's like kind of the manager begging the artist pretty much to have some sort of work ethic. Like,
Oh my
yo,
goodness,
bro,
yeah.
like, yo, you got to
Yeah.
make this, you got to bop.
Yeah.
But your work ethic was already up here, so she could just come in and be like, yo, bro, if you need help with this, like, I can,
Yeah.
but she was willing to meet you at that level as far as, like, the work ethic
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah, and and also I think another thing that we had identified was like I was like burnt out.
I mean, facts, man.
Yeah, she's listening to the music. She's like, "Yo, why haven't you put this out? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you shot a video for this?" And I'm just like, when I broke it down, I was like, "I'm tired." Yeah, I'm
spent,
actually tired.
I feel
you know what I mean? Like you do it after like a really long time, and you're like, "Oh man," you kind of look back and you kind of start to realize like how much effort and time and energy and how much of your soul and
Exactly.
how much prayer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
right.
put into something,
Absolutely.
and you're like, can I go any further?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so very, very. I consider myself very blessed.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And again, shout out to you, for coming in and again, just like matching his work ethic, man. Because again, like a lot of people just try to join a situation and think shit is sweet. It's sweet for lack of a
She
better
exceeds
word.
my work ethic at times.
Shout out
I'm
to
like,
it,
oh
man.
yeah,
Shout out to it.
but I need that.
Yeah,
so I can,
100%. At least gives you like, and like that just even gives you something to like kind of get your battery going, So
absolutely,
that's beautiful, man.
absolutely.
So what part of Pittsburgh are you from?
I'm actually from the borough of Wilkinsburg, so
Okay,
I'm from
word
the
up.
far,
Okay.
the far east.
Got you.
Yeah,
How
far
was
east
life,
side.
for you when out in Wilkinsburg?
Poverty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it is what it is, yeah.
yeah,
It
you know
is
what I
what
mean?
it
Like,
is.
you know what I mean? Like, you're living in poverty.
Yeah.
Like in my situation, I grew up in a single mother household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think she definitely like did a lot to provide for me.
Of course.
So to make it not feel like we were in the situation we were in, but
Absolutely.
like obviously looking back on it, it's like, oh man, we were in like a really bad situation.
Right.
But yeah, from there, I just experienced life in like kind of like a different way than a lot of my peers at the time.
Yeah, fair.
Just like seeing different things.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but my mom always kept me like active.
That's dope.
Always kept me like in basketball or like chess club or
Right.
some
Keep you
reading club.
busy,
Yeah,
though.
she just
Yeah,
kept me
right.
busy a lot. You know what I mean?
It's good.
Yeah, so I wasn't just like twiddling my thumbs, nothing else to do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go get in some trouble because I'm bored. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of how it was. But I think everything evolves over time. And I want to actually say shout out to Dante Comans, the mayor of Wilkinsburg.
Okay.
He is doing a lot of work to like make sure that like Wilkinsburg is restored to its former glory of when it was maybe some generations ago. So yeah, but he's doing a lot of work in that regard, and yeah, it's definitely on the up and up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so shout out to Tay Combs. If you actually he should come do this.
Yo,
Yeah.
listen, man. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
reach out, bro.
Yeah,
and like
for sure.
see what's up.
Yeah.
But was rapping always like something like you kind of gravitated towards? Did you, kind of know that you wanted to do that, or like did that kind of develop later in life for you?
I think I always knew I wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've realized like it was my passion until around the time I was like maybe 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when I turned about 19 years old, I realized like rapping is like, this is what I want to do for a living.
Right.
Yeah, like I want to make a living as a musician.
Right.
So yeah, but it was always like something in the back of my mind that I loved. I mean, I was born into hip hop culture.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of just a black experience,
exactly, right?
But yeah, I was born into it, surrounded by it, by like family, friends, all different type of things. And I was, writing raps as a kid,
Sure.
and they were okay, I guess. I mean,
right.
I don't really remember the
Of course,
raps I was writing when I was 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then in high school, a friend of mine had like taught me how to use FL Studio.
Okay.
And then I kind of took it from there. Started figuring out like how to make beats, what my sound was, different things like that. Writing songs, writing good songs, writing bad songs, writing sad songs. You know what I mean? Just like continuing to do it. And I was playing sports at that time, but I was still just kept being drawn to the music thing because it just was like so embedded in me for some reason.
Of course.
And I think when I turned like 19, probably 20 years old, I realized like, yeah, this is what I want to do, and I started running with it.
Yeah, just just kind of put your feet down there and kind of go for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And like you just mentioned it, but like I guess the producing kind of went hand in hand with you kind of realizing you wanted to rap, or
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, it was kind of a thing where like I was like, I had admired Kanye West growing up.
Yeah.
And I also admired a couple other rappers like Tyler the Creator.
Of course, yeah.
When I was like 17 or 18,
Yeah,
he
bro.
makes his own.
I mean, those are two prolific, just
prolific,
Yeah.
prolific artists for sure. And then there was kind of some other people in like the underground scene that I was tapped in with in a blog era that I was also producing.
Was it local or just like in general?
No, it was in general.
Mhm.
There was a dude named Charles Hamilton. I don't even.
Bro, I fuck with.
Okay, I was like, I don't think if people remember something.
What, dude?
Like that's like a blog era.
Oh,
grail.
he hit.
Yeah. Remember you got sucked in that? Yeah, bro. Yeah, people don't know about that.
No, bro.
People don't know about Charles Hamilton, dog.
On a heavy Charles Hamilton kick, dude. Because like, a homie who was from New York originally, just back in high school, bro, just got me hip to him with Brooklyn Girls.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, word, fuck with this song. And then I just kind of went into his whole discography. I'm like a big nerd. I don't know about you, but his whole like Sonic, the Hedgehog,
the Sonic stuff, like, and bro,
I fuck with, bro. You know what I mean? And, and he could spit, bro.
Yeah,
so
he was spitting at the time, but he was
man.
also like making his own beats too.
Yeah,
like a lot of people don't remember that fact about him, was like he was actually making his own
100%.
beats. So like I was like looking at that as like all the artists I'm like really into do that. I should probably do that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it kind of just became something that was like, oh man, like people whose music I really connect with, take that approach. So I just kind of took that and ran with it. So it was like a thing because my friend was like also making beats too, but like I just love the approach of like making the beat and writing the song.
It's
like
the whole
I was
process.
I just kind of fell in love with that. So yeah, that was so. It's not that it necessarily went hand in hand because I came up with a lot of people who just wanted to make beats, or like just wanted to rap. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with doing.
No, right. Yeah, exactly.
Like there's some people who just want to be the engineer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like so, it's about whatever speaks to you the most and where you find your lane at.
Yeah,
for me, it
sure.
was doing both.
And I mean, it's good that we have those people that just want to do that because like we need those. Like we need just engineers and like we need just producers too. You know what I mean? But like really in entertainment, at least in 2025 at this point, bro, you really kind of got to do fucking everything, bro.
You got to do a lot of it,
level,
for sure.
Dude.
Yeah,
like
you
just like you got to kind of have your hands in different. Like you got to touch socials a little bit. Like you kind of got to do your thing in other areas, man. So like it was a good approach to take because like you're just ahead of your time. Yeah. So like now at this point it's like the shit is just regular. Whereas someone starting up maybe a little bit more recently may have to kind of learn that that instinct.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Definitely, man. So I know you were working at the time with One Hood, man, and like shout out to One Hood, bro.
Definitely
we had
shout out to One
my
Hood.
man Treble, NLS Treble, man, came through a while back, man, and just kind of gave us the rundown on
Yeah, that's my man.
on One Hood, man. And bro, they're doing like a lot of dope shit at One
Absolutely.
Hood, man. So but just kind of bring us into that time, and like what was life looking like for you, like the time that you wanted to start your rap career?
So that was probably around the time I had joined One Hood.
Okay.
Like I knew I wanted to do it. I was making music with like my friends, like in my neighborhood and stuff like that.
Right.
And yeah, then my man Luke was like, "Yo, you should come to the show. I'm down with like these people named One Hood." You know what I mean? So he's kind of put me on to like Jasiri X, Paradise Gray. Shout out to them both.
Paradise, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they definitely took me under their wing at that time. Because I was playing music for them at like their One Hood like academy thing that they were doing. This before they were in the Bloomcraft building and everything else. They were like Alloy Studios in East Liberty, I think.
Okay.
But I was going there, I was playing my music for them, and I kind of had like the rapping thing going, but I had like a more melodic approach as well. And Paradise Gray had actually asked me, he was like, "What is it exactly what you want to do?" Because he was like, "You kind of do the rapping thing and you're good at that, but you also kind of got this melodic approach that's dope as well." And I was like, "Man, I just want to be a great artist."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I was kind of in that headspace at the time, and still now, like, I just want to be known as like a great artist. Like, I'm embedded in hip hop culture.
Of course, yeah.
So I would never, I would never not say like,
of
"Oh,
course.
I'm not hip hop." I'm,
it's the nucleus of like where you're working
it's
from, but it's just like you just are. You just want to be an artist.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean? So yeah, I was working at, I was working at like a pharmacy at some point.
Okay, yeah.
And I just was like, I'm not working here anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like really in that space of like, man, like I want to take the music thing seriously. So I talked to Jasiri, and I was like, "Yo, man, I want to get serious." And so then I joined One Hood as a teaching artist.
Okay.
And I was there for probably about like 5 years or so.
Wow.
So I was there from like that point all the way to when they got to like the Bloomcraft building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
And then so and you just like decided to leave the pharmacy job and then just kind of be like, "Yo, like I'm just about to go 100% in this rapping thing."
Yep.
Yeah. How was that? I mean, what was that initially like for you? What's like, okay, word, leaving the pharmacy job, bet, fuck that, gonna rap.
It was
fuck.
So it's crazy, right? Because I remember thinking like, all right, here we go, we're gonna figure something out, right?
Exactly.
And then the first thing they had me do was we were opening for Dead Prez and Rakim.
Wow, it's kind of crazy.
At a sold out Mr. Smalls Theater.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, so they had the whole One Hood.
That was your first just thing.
Yeah.
That's
that was like my first serious thing.
Nuts, bro.
And then I remember I went up there, we did like a cypher. I spit my verse and everything. I spit over New York State of Mind by Nas. I did a verse over that.
Niggas gave him the hardest fucking moment.
Yeah, like I'm just like
iconic cypher beats.
I ain't gonna lie, it felt like it felt like a movie, to be honest. It felt like some kind of movie. Like the lights is all dim. It's like I'm like, dang. But so that was cool. And then like the day after, they sent like a group message and they were like, "All right, everybody, like remember to send your invoice for this show we did." So then I texted somebody. I was like, "Hey, what's an invoice?" And they were like, "Oh, it's like you write a thing to get paid for like services rendered. It's like a receipt."
Exactly.
And I was like, "We get paid?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was like look, I don't even remember how much it was, but it was like I remember
the artist story too, which is like
and I remember thinking like, yo, I got paid to rap.
Yeah.
And at that moment I was like,
I was lit.
I can do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, you know what I mean? Like just different things that One Hood was doing and different things they had going on, it unlocked a lot of doors and unlocked a lot of opportunities for me. And just I was able to meet people and, like be around like hip hop legends I probably wouldn't have been around had I not made the choice to
of course, man.
go into music full time.
Yeah.
And then, linking up with Jasiri and Paradise and everybody else at that time. I think later on I got to open for Freeway and Beanie. And then at one point, we had opened for like David Banner.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
like so real spitters.
Yeah.
Hip hop niggas, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
and then I don't know if you know who this is, but we played a show with Ursula Rucker.
I don't.
She's a poet out of Philly. She did a lot of work with the Roots.
Okay, word. Okay,
yeah, she's like real deal,
dope
Philly legend. There's
Yeah.
like a mural of her somewhere.
Oh, that's
in
fire.
Philadelphia. Yeah,
Damn, all right, shout out to her, bro. That's crazy.
She's the truth.
Facts.
Yeah,
Did you ever get to meet Rakim?
I did meet Rakim once.
Okay, word.
Yeah, so there was like a panel like the day before that show we opened for him for, and he was like speaking on the panel.
Okay,
so I did get to meet him.
Chopped it up there.
Yeah, I did get to meet him. He does not smile.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I would expect Rakim.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you.
No, he's a pretty like he's a cool
serious.
dude.
Right.
But like he's just not somebody who's gonna sit there
It just like
just yuck it up with you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just like a real dude like that. But he was a solid dude.
That's funny as fuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that don't really shock me coming from Rakim, man.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, bro, just in your kind of giving us a rundown, man. Just Siri X, man. Like you started out working, very closely with him. Another Pittsburgh artist, bro. But how did you end up, connecting with him, and just talk about y'all, creating together? What was that like?
Yeah. So he, my man Luke introduced me to Jasiri, and I was like, kind of just like, I like heard of Jasiri a lot because Jasiri's been on the Pittsburgh scene like for a minute. Like he goes back to like the Shadow Lounge days.
Okay, wow.
And that whole piece,
Sure.
you know what I mean? And so like so he's got a solidified reputation as like a dope MC and a socially conscious dude.
Definitely.
And it's actually funny because I remember when, and we'll probably get to this in a minute, but this is actually. I met Jordan Montgomery in high school.
Of course,
he was working with
right.
Jasiri because he was in the like first ever One Hood cohort ever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like so like I kind of was hearing about Jasiri and One Hood at that time, probably around the time I was 16, 17 years old.
Makes sense.
But I was just in a different mind frame at the time, so I didn't really process what they was doing. But yeah, my man's introduced me to Jasiri like in like my late teens, like early 20s or something like that, and we was just able to connect from there. Again, I was going to the One Hood sessions, playing my music, you know what I mean, like getting feedback on it and different things like that.
Right.
And, working on a creative basis. But we did a song on like one of my earliest albums that was really dope. And yeah, Jasiri, he's just like very intelligent.
Yeah.
Awesome MC. You know what I mean, and a good mentor. So and I think what I really learned from Jasiri was like the business of being an independent artist, like being able to travel to these different things we was doing, different conferences and all this different stuff. Like I really was able to like observe like firsthand, like traveling somewhere,
right,
selling merch,
right,
connecting with people, like how important that type of stuff is.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just like really had that like down packed, and obviously he was able to create something that is gonna be remembered for years to come. You know what I mean? Like so.
Very rarely is it just about being a dope rapper.
Yeah.
Like you could be the dopest rapper ever and then not have all the other shit, kind of in check, and it's just like, well, like you won't be able to get in front of people to like show your dope skills, or like you may even be kind of missing out on money because you ain't kind of cross your T's and dot your I's and shit. And like you were even kind of going over when dude hit you up for the invoice, and you're like, all right, word, what's an invoice? Like there's no person that's gonna teach you that aspect of like being an artist.
Yeah, for sure. And it's, and I think like one of the things that, and we talk about this all the time, is, and I say it all the time, is that I can make the best album in the world, but if I'm not willing to work hard for people to hear it, and just wake up every day and act like nobody's heard it, then what are we doing here? And I one of my favorite phrases is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah, man.
That's one of my favorite phrases. I live by that because, again, man, there's so many talented people in our city and in our region.
We say that all the time on the
the talent pool is,
talent's not an issue.
Talent's not the problem.
Right,
like, and I've said it all the time.
Right.
Talent has never been our problem.
Right.
I think that the environment is not always the problem.
Yeah.
Like think a lot of people are like, oh, like this is wrong and that's wrong.
Right.
It's like, is it that, or is it you haven't worked hard enough to make it work and be sustainable for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? At some point, people do need to be accountable for themselves.
Agreed, man.
Instead of like kind of pointing at this and pointing at that.
Exactly.
And that's just my personal opinion.
No,
on it.
man, I completely agree.
But like, I just say that to say, like, talent is not the issue.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it's like we lack talented people.
Yeah,
I don't think there's bad music. Like, there's a lot of great music out there. There's people writing amazing poetry.
Yep.
There's great writers and
great, just literal artists, painters.
Yeah, visual artists. Like, you know what I mean? And and again, man, talent, not the problem.
Yeah, man.
At least I don't think so.
Nah, man, bro. I completely agree with you, man. Do you think your experience with One Hood, kind of helped you get your career off the ground?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. And even whenever I just like kind of branched off and did my own thing, like anybody who asked me about like my experience at One Hood and like why I wasn't there, I would just tell them, like, honestly, I was just ready to spread my wings and
man,
stand on my own too, right? But I definitely still like would say like to people who asked about it, I was like, look, like if you are trying to get a professional start in like the hip hop space and you're dope, like go holler at the people at One Hood, man. You know what I mean? Like they have an infrastructure for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely grateful to have been a part of it. I was talking to somebody and I was like, man, being affiliated with One Hood in Pittsburgh is like being a character on like a really, really successful sitcom.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
right.
It's like if you're Dwight on The Office.
Yeah,
it's like
like the shit at least is okay. Yeah, that's Dwight from The Office. Like that, like at least gets the engine running.
Yeah, yeah, it's like you can go anywhere from there. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
right.
But it's like it's not like it's obviously not the worst thing to be remembered for. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
exactly.
and that's how I always look at One Hood. Is like, man, it's like I was on like a really successful show.
Yeah, right.
And you know what I mean? Like if people like still like remember that character on that show, so to speak, it's like, okay, that's dope. I also did this other thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, but like, yeah, man.
I mean, just using it to work for you, man. I mean, like, I really like the outlook. I like that take on it, man. Like, I haven't heard that before, which is, it's just a pretty dope take on it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Nah, for sure, bro. And just kind of even again talking about One Hood, bro. Like, do you mentioned opening up for Rakim. Was there any other experiences that come to mind that kind of helped you, or like that kind of lent to your experience as an artist that you think helped you out?
I mean, like, it's just like an ongoing thing. Like, I just feel like every day I just learn something new, and we're in an era where like it's never been easier to start.
Right, fair.
But because so many people can start, it's really hard to sustain.
Dog.
You know what I mean?
Bro, yeah.
So like that's kind of like our whole piece now is like, okay, like we need to find a way to sustain the things that we do. But like every day, like I feel like I just learn something new every day.
Naturally,
like,
right?
Yeah, so there's like so and then again, like taking that momentum like from One Hood and having these experiences, I got a lot of other like really dope opportunities. I was able to open for Furious 5 and the Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, I did that like 2 years ago. Or two summers ago, was it that? Or was that last summer? No, that was last summer. Yeah, no, I did this last summer. Yeah, at the Arts Festival. Yeah, that was
Dude,
I almost forgot I did that.
Of opening is legendary. The Furious. When did they even come outside?
They were booked at the Arts Festival last year.
Nah, so that's
Did
you get to meet any of them? Nigga, that's fucking tough.
Yeah. I got pictures I can show you after this. It's me, the whole crew.
Man, that's a fucking experience.
Paradise was back there. Yeah, we were just back there kicking it.
Dude, that's insane, bro. Just from a hip hop standpoint, that's insane.
It's crazy.
Like,
it's crazy. I'm like, they are the first hip hop group
ever. And you open like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to that, man.
But being able to, doing a lot of like and again, finding ways to like make it sustainable, right?
Yeah.
So when the world like shut down,
yeah, man,
venues shut down,
yeah,
everybody's like, what are we gonna do?
Facts.
I had a good rapport, like networking with different people that threw festivals and did different things. So I was able to sustain myself by playing festivals whenever people were allowed to go back outside and like parks and different things like that. So Deutschtown Music Festival. Well, it's now Northside Music Festival.
Yeah,
But it was
right.
called Deutschtown at the time.
Did you find other people doing that, or like was that kind of like a lane that you saw and was like, oh shit?
Well, these were things I was doing before the shutdown. You know what I mean? So I kind of had these relationships and this rapport with the people throwing these festivals and stuff like that.
Right.
So like for years at a time, like I didn't even think about like putting music out all like that. I was putting out singles, but I was like, let me just play really good shows and continue to get booked. And that's when I actually started to pivot towards the band thing.
Interesting.
That people see me do now.
Okay.
Because I was just like,
man.
Like
more like a live band?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So like the clips from that show and like other shows, you'll see like it's me with a live band.
Sure.
And that's what actually caused that pivot, because I was like, this can be like a more sustainable model if I'm able to do a show that can be done at a festival.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Dude, I mean, bro, and just even shout out to you for, that's a crazy adjustment to make at a crazy time.
Yeah.
So, shout out to you for just even like kind of keeping that momentum, like, any way you could.
Yeah, for sure. And and honestly, it was just like, it just made business sense. Like,
you
know what I mean? It's just like,
right.
You might play like 10 shows and make like the amount of money you could make playing one show, like at, Summer Recess or Northside Festival or the Arts Festival or something like that. You know what I mean? So, that's definitely something that, like, again, just something else I learned and picked up. And I always urge and encourage artists. I'm like, yo, like, go play these festivals. Like, the money's there, the crowd's there.
Yeah.
Tell all your people to come.
Right.
They get to see you on this big stage. Do a good job. They'll call you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, and it's just stuff
it's
like
simple.
that.
It's not easy though. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's a simple thing, but again, you can lay that out for someone, they'll just be like, yeah, sure, and then not do a fucking single thing in that. You know what I mean? So
but it's just stuff I picked up, especially in this region. Is just just like not necessarily chasing the money, but like how do you make this sustainable?
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like how do you make making an album this year sustainable?
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So
nah, bro. Props to you, man. This is
it's
fucking crazy. I'm still just even trying to process you opening up for Fab 5, man. That's just fucking
that was like I'm not gonna lie, like
the Furious 5,
that
was niggas on Michigan,
but like that was probably like one of the ones where I was like, man, like this is like where do I go from here?
Dude, it's
like where do I
crazy,
even go
man.
from here?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
nah, bro,
that was crazy.
It's a hell of an experience, bro.
Yeah, amazing.
So a couple years, before you linked up with Jordan, with Driving While Black Records, man. Shout out to that. Like I know that was a big, period for you, man. You dropped some of your first EPs on SoundCloud in like 2017.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
oh shit.
and bro, to be real, bro,
wow.
For that being like, so like I listened to your first EP, bro. That shit,
my mind is blown.
Yeah.
Like what? I'm like, no, this is seriously the first interview I've ever done where somebody brought up my SoundCloud era.
Yeah. I mean, bro, it's where it started. No, bro, absolutely. No, for sure.
Yeah,
that's where it started at, bro. Like, cause like that was even like during like the SoundCloud boom, bro. 2016, 2017, bro. But, bro. Your first EP was just incredibly well produced, man. Like it was just, bro, for a first EP.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
That was my shit.
Dude, nah, for sure, bro. So I mean, just kind of.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, nah, bro. Talk into just like what went into, making your first fucking music project, bro.
What was that, the last Pick EP, or was that Seasons? I think it was
Had like
Seasons.
a blue cover.
Yeah, so that was Seasons. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. What was I doing at that time? Like, I was like, dang. Like, no.
If you can recall, man. Like, if
I'm
you
pretty sure I've like recorded that like at my mom's house.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like,
damn.
Most of it, like a lot of that early stuff I was recording like at my mom's crib.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. This guy's good, man. Like, oh no, but so I think like the Seasons EP, like I think I was very influenced at that time by The Weeknd.
Yeah, fair play.
So I was doing like kind of some moody stuff, but I think if I recall like just doing a 4-song EP and just calling every song like naming it after a season.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of just like give people like a vibe, like something they could kind of, just like experience. Cause like what I really like to do with my production is I like it to sound big
Yeah.
and immersive.
Right, dude. And
You know what I mean? Like
that's
I
exactly
love
what I
like
got from it, bro.
immersive production.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like anything that sounds like the music is surrounding.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like
Well
this,
said. Well said. Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
That's what I got from it, bro.
Yeah.
That was exactly the experience. I was like, there's no way this is his first. Because like I even thought that like, all right, maybe this is just kind of what he recovered from SoundCloud, like just put it on SoundCloud. But
well,
if that's your first EP, bro, that's incredibly well produced.
Yeah.
So shout out to you.
And it's still on Bandcamp. I had taken off my SoundCloud, but like it's still on my Bandcamp, so like it's like part of my back catalog on there. But yeah, so that's kind of what was going on there. And I will say this about my production too is that I wouldn't necessarily call myself like a movie person, but I really like going to the movies.
Yeah, fair.
Like I love going to
that's an experience
movie theater
in itself. Yeah, yeah, facts.
But when I'm thinking about somebody listening to a song of mine, I always think about like the movie theater.
Right.
Like how does it sound and feel
Yeah.
when you're watching a movie
right.
in a movie theater?
Right, right.
It feels big. Everything looks larger than life.
Immersive.
It's super immersive.
Yeah.
You know, you do IMAX or 3D, you know, all these different things. So I always just like envision it like, man, like I just want people to feel like they like went to the movies and like watched something when they listened to my production.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah,
are you entirely self-taught production wise?
I wouldn't say entirely self-taught. So, you know, but shout out to my friend Bundles, man, from high school. He helped me like learn FL Studio, like the basis of it. And then from there it was just like YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. So for the most part, but there's also other people in like the FL Studio community that gave me pointers and different things like that. And actually when I was 22, I got mentored by Soy Sauce.
Okay.
Because he had run the Tough Sound apprenticeship, the program. It was like the Tough Sound Apprentices.
Okay.
So I was in the pilot of that program. So that's where I learned how to like really mix different things like that and really like fine tune what I was doing because it was still a little scrappy at that time.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like refined in like certain areas,
Yeah, so it was like a lot of YouTube tutorial stuff, but he kind of gave me like the basic principles of different mixing, compression.
Yeah.
What does all of that mean? And,
for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, and that's again, man. I fucking turned on that EP. I was like, what the how is this not like something like you just dropped?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
dog.
That I forgot I put that out.
Bro,
that's good,
bro. As many artists do, dude. Like they'll.
Oh, that one. Ooh,
yeah.
That one. Oh yeah, forgive me.
Forgive me. Yeah, okay. Word,
that one was that was a cool one.
Yeah.
So some of that actually wasn't me. Some of that was like some like YouTube beats I had. Like,
okay, all right.
Yeah, but like even in that one, like that was an EP where I wanted to I just wanted to take people on a journey, express myself at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like really just like solidify what I was doing and like live in my sound. There's a song on there called Take Care of You. I think that one was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because I remember producing that and like immediately thinking like, yeah, this one is dope.
Right, facts.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
100%.
And like really spread my wings melodically too on that one. Yeah, so that one
I definitely got a sense
that was
of that
like
too.
maybe 2017. Yeah.
I got a sense of that, bro. You know, it came off, just so you know, it definitely came off.
Yeah.
So what would you say you just as an artist maybe had to work on initially, at least? Like did it all just kind of fit like a shoe for you? Like was there anything that like maybe you just kind of had to learn throughout your journey?
There was a few things I had to learn. It was funny. We were actually just listening to my like whole back catalog the other day and like my old emails. I was trying to find something but we're going through like all this old, I'm like, oh, this stuff is so clunky and just weird, and you know what I mean? But I think one of the things I had to find was like find my own voice.
Fair, man.
I think that, and I think this is natural when somebody's creating something, they tend to regurgitate something that they admire.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Like as all artists really do. It's just because it's like at some level, it's an amalgamation of shit that like you fuck with. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So I think that for me, like. This is actually a really good question, just because I like literally went through like my entire discography like not that long ago. But I think one of the things I was learning in the beginning was like how to like bring my, even if I'm doing something where I'm like, oh, I really like this piece of what this person does, how do I bring my own identity into it? Is it like what I'm talking about?
Right.
Am I changing something? Like, am I, you know what I mean?
Right.
The way I'm saying words, is it my accent?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people maybe like a lot of Atlanta rap,
Yeah.
but then you're rapping in an Atlanta accent and you're from Trenton, New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, it's like it's like
because like even like
something's off here.
like your audience will start doing the math. It's like, why is he like, you know, and like they'll even kind of like, okay, yo, where's he from? New Jersey.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
is he raised in, like, Gunna, like, you
right,
know what I mean?
yeah, right. And again, like, I don't think it's like a crime.
Sure,
to be influenced by somebody or something
Right.
like that. But I do think that like at some point, like, you have to take your influences and like formulate like what are you bringing to this?
Do you improve the design or do something different?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
cool. I think Joe Budden said that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what I got. You know, I can't take credit for that.
So,
but
so I think that was probably the biggest thing I had to learn. Like, even like now in my journey, like, it's like I'll make a beat and I'll be like, oh, this sounds like a beat like such and such would get on. But then it's like, but how would I change this so that it sounds like a Live from the City beat?
Yeah.
And not like a this person beat,
Yeah.
that person beat. Like, you know what I mean?
What would you think, you know, the identity like you kind of settled on was? Like, how do you think you injected yourself into the music? Was it just the you know, just like what you were rapping about? Was it something that like, you know, you were doing with vocals?
So I think being an engineer and a producer, I
Yeah.
was really able to like do things that I felt like favored my style.
Yeah.
As far as like songwriting and everything like that, it was just about being honest.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and that's what I mean. Like, when I go back to like people just kind of like regurgitate what they admire, it's like it's everything. Maybe like the style is one thing, but you're talking about what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like, this person's rapping about Go Yard bags, so you're rapping about Go Yard bags.
Right.
You've never owned one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a JanSport backpack.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But it's just like, it's like you should like lean into like what makes you you and
100%.
where you're at like right in that moment.
100%.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
you never know. Like, you might end up rapping about like driving a Maybach.
Right.
Yeah, you know
Not
what I
only
mean?
does it have
Like,
one, but you can't spell Maybach. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
MABAQ.
yeah, you know what I mean? But it's just like just I think like if people are in that space of like trying to figure out their like artistic identity, I think it just starts with like just being honest, like looking in the mirror and being like, this is where I'm at right now. This is what's going on with me right now. And standing on your honesty with pride.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think I remember watching a Jay-Z interview and he said like, you know, hip hop is one of those like genres where like it's okay for you to be like poor today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
like
fair,
you can be can I cuss on here?
Yeah, bro, absolutely.
You can be fucked up today.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right.
But like that is like it's one of those genres that like you can platform like I'm fucked up today.
Yeah,
I ain't got a day. I'm trying to make it out today.
Exactly, right.
You know what I mean? And you don't like, you know, people who like put on, you
Yeah.
see that facade kind of fade.
So I'm saying like, and
Yeah.
ironically, and you know, kind of to the pro and con of hip hop, people will fuck with you more then. And then when you get some bread, it's just like, all right, like I can afford some different shit. It's like, man, you know, you sold out, or like, you know, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So,
right.
You know?
But I think just being honest about that. If you
Yeah,
fucked up,
facts,
then you
yeah.
fucked up.
It is
You
what
know what I
it is.
mean? Like if you're sad, you're sad.
fucked up today.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You
if
know?
you're a millionaire, be a millionaire.
Be up today.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, right.
And I think even with that too, like I noticed that there's a lot of I've noticed at least in some cases like there's people who are like well off that still want to like put on like they are like still doing certain
Don't
things.
gotta do that.
It's like you're not doing.
Don't gotta do that.
And it's okay.
Yeah,
like you know
that's
what I
what
mean.
I'm saying.
Like it's okay
Yeah,
either way.
right.
Like if you in the trenches,
Right.
it's cool.
It's right,
if
yeah.
you up, it's cool.
That's perfectly fine.
But just
bro.
be real about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, that was my thing. So like, you know, like on the technical level, being able to like manipulate things and fine tune them and sit there for hours and work on a song
Yeah.
and like make it stand out in that way, always cool. But from a songwriting level, I really just was like, I'm going to make sure that I'm as honest as possible.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, just kind of be as straightforward as possible.
Yeah.
And, I think what I was able to do from there is like that's how I started to build community.
Fair, man.
You know what I mean? And build a community of people that like are rocking with the music, showing up to shows, buying the merch, sharing things.
Yeah, bro. A
like
thousand just, loyal people in your community could, feed you for a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
no, man, props to that, dude. And just kind of staying in your repeat for just a little bit. Again, just like that first one. Were you were releasing singles prior to that, after that? Like, was that your first just musical thing that
I want to say, what was that, 2017? Or was that 2016? I want to say that was maybe 2016. But later on, I went on to release a few other EPs. Like when I started working with One Hood, I did an EP called The Last Pick. That was kind of a cool one. That was, I think, one where I was like really starting to find it.
Yeah.
And then I did an album. Or I guess I'd say it was an album. It's called The Freak Show. It's on my Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And that was my first time like getting an album, getting CDs pressed, like hosting and listening event, different things like that.
Okay.
But like really like pumping that hard, pushing that album out there. Like that was my first time like really getting out there and
Definitely.
Saying like I have something I want to say to the world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. And I just kind of kept going from there. And then that segues into the Driving While Black.
Okay, copy.
And all that other stuff.
Definitely, man. So, if you just want to kind of, go into that, Meryl. So, 2019, man, you joined Driving While Black Records.
Yep.
And, shit was kind of just up from there, So, like, kind of, speak about your relationship with Jordan and, what it was to be signed to a label, bro. Like,
yeah. So, I want to say maybe 2018, I think, is when we kind of really got that together.
Yeah. Were you one of the first artists he grabbed up, or?
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So the bathroom's gonna be through there, and then I'm just walk all the way to the back. I'm try to prop the door open because it locks. But here, actually, wait, let me give you the fob real quick.
Six, seven.
Hey, can't get the ledge is a straight shot back.
Of course.
But yeah, it was funny because I remember when he was kind of conceptualizing it, probably in 2016.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like you should let me be a part of that. And he was kind of like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like I was like,
oh,
like I'm
shit,
homie. But like, mind you, I've known Jordan since I was in high school.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like, and so like, he
the rapport was there. Like he just like
the rapport was there, but like we have actually reconnected in One Hood, just a full circle that.
Okay, that's fucking
good. So he was still like working on One Hood and these different things, and we were kind of, he was conceptualizing Driving While Black and everything. So I ended up joining in 2018. I put out my my project Lightwork.
Yeah.
Which that was a really big project for me.
You were releasing, bro, a lot in 2019, man. That was like a high clip year for you.
Yeah.
3 full length projects. Bro.
Yeah. So I had Lightwork Deluxe. So that I had like added some songs, and then we did the first Driving While Black joint project.
That's fire.
Support Black business.
Yeah.
And I produced a good amount of that project as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, but like linking up with Jordan, it was just like, he's like, I don't understand how he does this.
Yeah.
But he's like one of the most talented MCs I've ever gotten to work with, whether it be trading bars, production, anything like that. But like his music business acumen is like, I
can tell for sure.
Yeah, and he's always like thinking about the future of the music business and how hip hop fits into that.
Yeah, right.
His lens is always there. So, working with him, he just kind of opened my eyes up to like how this could be sustainable and how this could work.
Yeah.
And so that's man, that's my guy.
Of
there.
course,
yeah,
bro.
Sure.
Yeah, man. And it's just are you still on Driving While Black to this day?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. So what was that, 6 years on the label, bro?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. How was it? How was it? Being a label vet, like do you, because in an era where you don't necessarily need labels,
Yeah.
You know, you decided to, join one, which is dope. And then with a dude that you just happen to know from, from high school, like, reconnecting. So how's that been? Like, how have the past 6 years, just kind of been under a label, working with Jordan, and just kind of learning under that.
I think because we operate as more of a collective, it's not like, yo, you got some albums to turn in. Like, you know what I mean? It does. It's never like,
Of
like
course,
some like
right.
Suge Knight
Of
type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Take
but
that nigga from a balcony. Like,
yeah,
yo.
yeah. But like being independent, it like gives us the autonomy to like explore all the things we want to do. But we also still kind of have like a collective goal, and vision.
You think that helps you out?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it definitely helps to bounce ideas, be it musically or just like promotional ideas off of like a group of people that all are trying to kind of get
thing.
Yeah. And have like a solid group of people who are going to give you honest, objective feedback.
Right.
And not just be like, yo, that's dope. And it's like, you know what I mean? And it's like, you listen back and you're like, bro, this is not dope.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
You can't even trust this person to give you,
you
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Genuine feedback.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and that's the thing is like, I trust Jordan, I trust JM to give me like positive feedback and also not only positive, but like constructive feedback.
Yeah.
On the things that I'm doing, be it like a promotional idea, be it some beats, be it a song that I'm working on. If I'm like not sure about it, I can always count on them to like be like, okay, like I'm feeling this one. Like this one got some legs on it. It's like this one I don't know about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, and it's just it's dope to just be able to find a spot to just keep your head down and do your own thing again. Bounce the ideas off of people, and like not really kind of deal with distractions and just even going off that, bro. Like, what is your sort of diagnosis of the Pittsburgh rap scene as it stands, like today? What you got thoughts on that? Or
yeah, that's a good question, man. It's funny because I made a joke on Facebook because I saw somebody like post like, oh, like this is the problem with the Pittsburgh rap scene. It was like this long like essay. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, and I made a joke. I was like, oh look, it's the annual. This is what's wrong with the Pittsburgh rap scene.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, we do this every year.
Right. But I've actually heard that too, Lo.
Yeah, like I'm like, come on, bro. We do this every single year. So my take on it is that like I think that it's really easy to blame the environment.
Sure, yeah.
And just going back to what we said earlier, like like how accountable are you for your own success? Yep. Especially as an independent artist, you can have whoever around you. Yeah. But, like, if you don't have a machine that's, like, at your beck and call, constantly trying to make sure that you're, like, the hottest thing in the world, it's up to you. And I look at it like this, right? Like, some of the biggest artists in the world are doing, like, full-fledged rollouts. Yeah. You know what I mean? You look at the Clips. You know what I mean? Their first album in almost 2 decades. Yeah, they're doing interviews. They're dropping videos. They're doing this. They're doing that. Yep. You know what I mean? Cardi B, getting out there, doing skits, selling her physical copies.
Cardi been on that, though. Cardi was kind of like the first of her kind with that. Like she was already on that shit.
But even with that, it's like that is like, an example of like, grassroots marketing. When we did this show, like, it's like I didn't just like post and go. Like, I made it a point to like, okay, we're going to post a flyer. Right. Look at all the people that like the flyer. You know what I mean? Like, how many of these people that have liked the flyer have come to a show before? Right. Let me go and DM those people. Bro, I still text people.
There you go.
You know, like I still text people like, hey, I have a show. Hey, I drop music. And people are receptive to that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, I think people just don't always want to do the work. Yeah. Because I think that by and large, and this is maybe like just a rapper thing. Sure. I think sometimes being rappers and being hip-hop artists in a genre that's built on pride, we have
like a motherfucker,
way too much of it sometimes to just get out of our own way and like text 10 people we know that want to see us succeed, like, hey, I did something, can you check it out and tell me what you think? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think people just, by and large, like, let's put our pride to the side. Let's message people again. Right. Let's like post flyers. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's do those things, because investing in your career isn't always like, I'm gonna like spend $1,000 on a music video.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you spend like $200, but you take the investment of the energy to like hit people up and post your album every day, post your video every day.
You think niggas are just trying to be too mysterious? Like, you can't be Frank Ocean. Like,
I mean,
you can't Frank
bro,
Ocean your shit.
Here's the
not.
well,
yeah.
And I think with the mysterious vibes is like, you know, we're in a place now where like even with the mysterious people, because of like how the internet and TMZ and all that stuff, we like know way too much about them now.
I'm saying,
so it's like you're trying to be mysterious and like we like
the jig is up.
Yeah, and
the
it's like
been up.
We found like the mother of your children, like you know what I'm saying, like it's whatever, like you know what I mean. So I'm just like, man, that wave is kind of like over and done with.
Nah, man. Sure.
And in the streaming era, man, it's like like. What's a stream?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I see people, even regionally and locally, they have like a bunch of streams, but like if I see a clip of their show, there's like 5 people there.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, what's the disconnect?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So and again, it just comes down to like people want to be too cool to like hit people up to do a show, different things like that. They don't want to promote. They just want to show up, be cool, and then think that this number that exists online is going to like
do all the work.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? When it's like that's not where the work's done.
Yeah,
that's not how the work's done.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just I think it's just people just don't be wanting to like actually like do the work to like connect with people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They just want to be like the star.
So like,
you know what I mean?
What about to that point with the streams? Or like if someone has streams and let's just say it's a lot of streams in like Texas rather than wherever they're from. Do you think that they should just go do shows in Texas?
If that's what's sustainable for them?
Yeah, fair. All right, okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
it like if your market is in Texas and Texas loves you and there's like you're getting like 100 DMs a day from like people in Houston, like hey, like come play this venue. Like,
right. Then
go do it. You know what I'm saying? If the demand is there, go where the demand is.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
so,
fair.
But it's like, I think like it comes down less to like where are all these plays coming from?
Yeah.
And it's like who's demanding you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
It's, I've tried to promote my music a bunch of different ways. Did all this stuff, like ran ads, got plays in like this place and that place, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's like, did I get like flooded with DMs of like trying to get me booked in that place?
Right.
Not necessarily
right.
You know what I mean? Like, not to say that it couldn't happen.
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
But I think it's just about like, like how do you
just like what's sustainable for you? Like you said,
what's sustainable and like how do you find those people? Like how do you connect with like sure you have 100,000 streams in Texas. How do you get in contact with those people now?
Yeah.
How do you find those people?
Yeah.
How do you go to the person who streamed your song the most in Texas and say, hey, thanks. You played my song 100 times. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Do you know who that person is?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about them?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or somebody that like maybe bought your merch. Who is that person?
Yeah.
How old are they?
Why did you buy it?
Why did they buy it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff kind of matters.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting back to a point of, and that's why I made the decision to not go with major DSPs on this particular album that I put out because I'm like, man, the thing with like, I think my highest streamed song on Spotify, solo song, is Priced Too High.
Okay, yeah.
And the thing with, I don't have any access to who played the song.
Yeah,
I don't know who played it the most.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't know where those people are.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't really have any access to the data.
I would just rather pay for the data. Just
like I just pay for the information. Right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But then it's like, I could have put that song on a CD, sold it to 10 people, and they play it 100 times. But it's like I know that there's 10 people who would buy something from me now.
Right. Man, that's a good way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's more sustainable to me. So, like, for this next year, I'm really focused on sustainability.
Right.
So, like, the only platforms that it's going to be streaming on is right now Audio Mac. It'll be on YouTube, Even, and Bandcamp. Those are direct upload platforms.
Right.
I can track the data on some of those. I can see, like, on Even, Bandcamp, and Audio Mac. I can see who listened, who bought it, who did this. Like, I have access to the who and not the how much,
Right.
because that's more important and more valuable to me.
Right.
And that's how I'm trying to connect with those people, build community.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to, yo,
Forcing something on.
I get like 1 million streams on Spotify, but like there's like can I get those 1 million people to show up to
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
some place and watch me play a show?
It's the community building, man. It's
Yeah.
bro. Again, 500 people that will come out to your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Again, can feed you, bro.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
and bro, like you just given like some pretty dope perspectives, but I do want to ask you this, man.
Sure.
Someone coming from, first off, a local label, man, which is like dope. That seemed the thing.
Yeah.
And some artists have come through here just like kind of talking about, I guess, the lack of the spirit of collaboration in the city. Do you like, and someone coming from an opposite situation where it's like you've done 6 years collabing with people as far as like ideas, game plans, and like shit like that. Like, what is your perspective on that?
I think that, I think my macro perspective is that being in a position where you can't like go like bump into people every day,
Yeah,
for like a year or 2 years, like did something socially to people. Like they just
fair. Yeah,
it's just weird for
Yeah.
people now. But I think like in the artistic space, like I think there's like a fear of like collaborating, and like I think people are sometimes a little too competitive.
Yeah, it's that pride you were talking about, bro.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of pride there. I think a lot of people are just like, oh man, like like some people like fear that like they'll get outshined or something like that, when really it's like I'll always look at like a collaboration like how can we help each other?
Yeah, man.
And what can we like take from each other? Like
Right.
we might get in the studio, we make a song, I learn something from you.
That's
And it's
what I'm
like,
saying, like,
I want to hit that flow like
yeah,
that.
it's-
You know what I'm saying? And they might learn something from me. It's like, oh, like you record like this.
Yeah.
That's super efficient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
So yeah.
it's a sparring thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you a boxer, like I don't know if you into MMA at all, bro, but like niggas spar. Like
Right.
it's just
Right.
it is like
Yeah.
you're not trying to knock the dude out. You're just trying to test your skills, like see what.
Yeah.
All right, like okay, wow. So like you put your hand up like this. Why do you do that? Okay,
Right.
Word. So like you were able to block my kick like that.
Right.
How did you do that? How did you see it was coming? It's not like a I'm better than you thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially in hip hop, like hip hop is inherently competitive, sure, but it's just like, bro, it's steel sharpening steel at the end of the day. You feel me?
But I think the other thing is this, like, and this is just kind of goes back to the question you asked earlier. Is
Yeah.
like, I think everybody wants to be like the star.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody thinks that they're like the one.
Facts, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and it's like you might be one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure,
and that's cool too. But it's like, yo, like there's always a scenario where like you can't be the star
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And I think being a producer, being an engineer,
Right.
and being like a writer, I know how to switch hats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, if I'm on the Jordan Montgomery album, this is the Jordan Montgomery album.
Fair, yeah, right.
I'm here to help him
Jordan
make it out
Montgomery, yeah, right.
with whatever it is I'm doing that day.
Exactly.
Same thing with JM. This is the JM project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not gonna step on that, like step in the way of that.
or just like not collaborate because like
Yeah.
I have like main character syndrome for some
Yeah,
reason.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
But
right.
like, yeah, it's a lot of that going around too. But
Nah, for
yeah.
sure, man. Nah, man. We're approaching the the end here, bro. And I just kind of want you to just give us a quick rundown again. You dropped an album that's pretty important to you, man. Again, 4 Laws hard drives, which is fucking insane to go through. I'm sorry that fucking happened to you, bro. That's trauma. That's trauma, bro. 4 is I can't even imagine what.
No, I thought about it when
how
I
you
posted.
felt,
I
bro.
posted. I literally was like, "Oh dang, I really lost 4 hard drives. I lost my original music laptop that I got, that my mama got me like a minute ago.
Yeah.
I lost a PC that had the original album I was working
Did you
on.
lose it? Did you get broken, stolen? Or?
One got water damage. One was like it like got unplugged during a system restore. I had one that was like it just doesn't work. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like the files are corrupted. Then I had one that like got daisy chained and
What's
something
that?
like, so it's like when you daisy chain like a hard drive, it like doesn't work. So like if you plug in a hard drive and it's not in like that adapter and it's not the very first thing, it could corrupt your hard drive, your external drive.
Christ. Okay.
So that happened. Yeah. But yeah, so like, but all of this music got lost. But you know what I mean? Like it's just like one of those things where it's just like, guess it just wasn't meant to be.
That's heartbreaking, man.
Hey, listen, back up your drives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, back
true.
them up. Even if you just backed them up, back them up again.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like all of those things kind of happening. But even just being persistent and just trusting that like I'm making what I'm supposed to make in that moment.
Yeah.
But also like, you know, just being of the mindset that like, all right, I should probably like put this out.
Yeah.
Because it could just get lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and there's no where it's preserved.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like really thinking about it like that. But yeah, man, just this project's really important to me, and I called it while I was asleep because again, man, I was getting burnt out. I think kind of like we talked about earlier, like at some points I'm like, is it the environment? Is it me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of started like doubting myself. So I just stockpiled up all of this music, and I'm just like, man, like I think it's good. Like I'm not sure, but I'm just so unsure of myself at that time. And then you know, Joe coming into the picture, helping me get organized, helping me like see it a lot differently. Just changing my perspective on like life. And just really leaning into like I'm going to be a full-time artist and believing it. I stopped sleeping on myself. So the project is called While I Was Asleep because it's like literally like while I was asleep on myself. This was it. This was the dream sequence of While I Was Asleep, so to speak. And you know, that's why the first track is called Wake Up, Time to Go. Because then it's like, you know, wake up, time to go, and it's just like we just speed run through there. What is it, 14 songs? 14 songs.
Full length like a motherfucker,
full,
bro.
Real full length thing.
Yeah.
We're bringing attention spans back. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, man, I read in a Beyonce interview when she dropped her album. It was like a Renaissance. The runtime is about an hour. And the interviewer goes, you know, do you think like with people's attention spans, like, people will make it through this? And her response was just like, people binge watch shows for 10 hours.
It's true.
Or will watch a movie for 2 hours.
It's true.
People pay attention to things they like.
They fuck with,
You know what I mean?
100%.
And like, I've gotten a lot of feedback. People are like listening to it cover to cover. Like already. And I'm just like, man, like, or people are like saying like, oh yeah, I stopped it right here. I had to go do something real quick, but I'm coming back. You know what I mean? So like, okay, cool. I got your attention. This was something dope. And to me, like, that's rewarding.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, like I was bugging. Probably should have put this song up 2 years ago. Ain't here nor there.
Fuck it.
It's out now.
Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just like we're here now. We're here today.
Yeah.
My man, Live from the City, man. Thank you so much for coming. Bro, this was a fucking incredible conversation, man. You know, a lot of dope perspectives. Just to point in the pod where, you know, if you want to promote anything, like, you know, where people can find your page, your music, all that good stuff, man. You know, the floor is yours, but we appreciate you, you know, so much for coming through, man. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so make sure you go onto my newly designed website, LiveFromThe.City. We are back. We got a bunch of new stuff hitting the website really, really soon. So make sure you click on that. Get in contact with me. Bunch of dope stuff hitting the shop. Also, we are getting ready to launch a membership program on the website, and there's going to be a section for members only. You pay an annual membership fee, and we're going to be dropping a lot of cool content in there, exclusive videos. You know, you get videos before they hit YouTube. You're going to get exclusive merch, exclusive music. You're going to get discount codes for the main store.
Nice.
So, yeah, and we're going to the Citizens Hall. Citizens Hall. So sign up for Citizens Hall. It's going to be really dope. We got a lot of cool stuff coming again. Live from the .City. Get your membership. It's going down. We got Pay What You Can merch on the Bandcamp as well. So you can find that on the website as well. Stream the album on Audio Mac. Almost said something else. It's about to be on Bandcamp and even and YouTube. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been riding with me thus far to this point. You know, whether you joining the journey on this project, whether you've been rocking with me since the SoundCloud EP, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all love. I appreciate it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Y'all the reason I keep doing this. Thank you so much for having me, man.
My man, absolutely, bro. Listen, MIC Podcast, episode 196, where everyone is a master of their own creation. We got Live from the City in the building while I'm asleep out now. Go stream that and we're out, bro. Peace.